Today's video is about being authentic, being my true self, and that is praying every day, Bible study, reading the Bible, that kind of correlates into each other, appreciating everything, making sure I'm the best version of myself every single day, and to think every day is my last day on this earth, and to fulfill every day like it's the last day on this earth, to know that I went out on my own terms and with God's terms. And so with that in mind, I'm wearing this t-shirt, Wrestling is Real, because literally the greatest of all time, John Cena, just retired, and that was my childhood. Literally, I know I mentioned in the previous video about me always wanting the heels, the villains to win. So like all of the greatest villains and heels in WWE and in pro wrestling, I always wanted to win, to beat the good guy. But what I realised this week was there was one person that was the exception to that, and that person was John Cena. And seeing the packages, seeing him exit the ring for one last time, truly, I ain't felt emotion in months and months and months. Haven't felt emotion to cry in that long, but watching that made me cry. Well, made me almost cry. I could feel it. I was literally on the verge. And I realised how much he did for me through my childhood, through now, and I must appreciate that, because it's truly a gift. Because some people have their favourite footballer retire, and that makes them upset, and that I also had that. But realistically, my childhood was wrestling, so it was quite hard, to be fair, to watch my childhood retire, basically, because that man was there every live event I went to, every show I watched on telly, every house show, which is a show that's not filmed. It's truly a gift to be part of that, and to be thankful for that, and to be there for WrestleMania 33 when he had his match, be there for WrestleMania 34 when he faced The Undertaker in like a 7-minute match. Yeah, that weren't the best of matches, but I still appreciate it. To be there years and years before that, in like 2013, going to my first event, and he was definitely there. Being front row on Raw, and him being there. Oh, it's truly a gift, man. And then finally, watching his last match in the UK, being there, is truly a gift. I've got the t-shirt to remind me of that. And then finally, to watch his last professional wrestling match as well is truly a gift. No matter what ending that have happened, it's truly a gift. I had to say that. And also, the next thing, that's me being authentic. Literally, I may have seemed to look over there, but I literally did not look over here. I was just spilling my heart out after watching that, and appreciating everything that has happened recently. And also another one is this quote on my forum, and it says, "If God got us, then we gon' be alright." Didn't mean to turn the light off then. Now, that quote. First off, it's a lyric from Kendrick Lamar's song "Alright." It's such a good tune. Really appreciate the tune. It's just beautifully, just amazing. That's the word for that. And it's to know, basically, God will always be there for us. Whether he's far away or if he's even just here, he'll always be with us. He'll always guide our future. He's provided for us, for the past and the present. And what we must do is be thankful, have gratitude, and try and reduce sin to the most we can. So that some days I ignore it, this tattoo quote, and some days I really deep it. Yeah, I'm grateful, man. Amazing. Obviously, you can see that one, and that one, which are Travis Scott tattoos. And yeah, he's my favourite artist. And I know some of the stuff he says isn't the greatest, but hey, I've seen him in a stadium be thankful for God at like a quarter away into a show, and right at the end of the show he's thankful for God and for his parents. And he has few songs that are literally, there's a song called Thank God. So yeah, and I've seen clips of him praying behind the scenes before he does events and that. So I'm listening to his music to appreciate it, and I know that I believe that he's a true, genuine person, and he didn't need to, and his music helped. His music helped me get through the rut I was in. So, me being authentic again, me being myself. Hey, if no one asked, here's a story. The first 2 weeks I got the tattoos, no one knew what they meant. They just thought, what does that mean? Oh, that's a cool smiley face, or like emoji face. And to be fair, this quote on my arm, not all of them asked me I was Christian, but a few people asked if I was Christian. And back then, I'd say yes. I said yes. But looking back at what I was doing, the only thing I was doing was praying. I was doing so many sinful things, which, looking back, I didn't feel like I deserved to say yes, I'm Christian. But nowadays, I feel like I more am Christian than I was back then, and back then was like June, July. I got the tattoo in March, but you know, August was when I truly realised it all. And with the title of this video of me being authentic, I feel like if I haven't said already, since the beginning of November, I've been eating we're trying to eat 3,600 calories, so a bulk kinda with this bulking thing. I've hit all the targets I've needed to hit, predicted with the help of ChatGPT to hit. So like I'm 49-inch shoulder to shoulder, like round if I measured. Chest is 41, waist is 34, so a bit too high. It should have been 33.5, so around there. Biceps 14.5. This is all inches. The kilos is 85 at the moment, looking to be 86 next week. So all the numbers have been hit, absolutely smashed out of the park. Now, I realised the other day, I don't like eating this much. It kind of goes along hand in hand with the gluttony sin of consuming too much food and drink. That's basically, and too much information, too much food and social media, and of course food and drink. And I realised I don't want to have puffy face, I want to look my best. And I've planned out what I must do. I'm going to drop my calories from 3,600 to 2,800 to then, cut down all the weight, drink loads of water, keep the hygiene clean. Do cardio 3 times a week, go to the gym 4 times a week, stretch and yoga. I feel like that's me being more authentic than eating. I've never liked. I love eating, I love food, but I haven't enjoyed eating this much. It's like, well, I have to do this. I don't know, I've never enjoyed a single day of this, looking back at it. So me being authentic, I'm changing the routine after Christmas to literally cut down but still stay at a momentum, which after this huge cut down I'll be able to build muscle still, but not in a lean way, not in a fat way, if that makes sense. So today's video is about being authentic, and I'm going to quickly get a Bible verse for you from the Bible up there, so it won't be a sec. So I have an amazing quote, amazing verse, Bible verse, that really fits perfectly with being authentic, with you being your authentic self. So Galatians 1:10. So Galatians 1:10. For am I now seeking the approval of man or of God? Or am I trying to please man? If I were still trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Christ. This fits perfectly. because authenticity means you stop shaping yourself to please others. Thank you for watching.